Alright, welcome back. In this one, we're just going to continue on. I think now we'll we'll go through one other thing with strings basically. So, another way, or what if you just wanted to access a certain item in this string? So, what if we just wanted the T? There's a way to just access certain items in a string. So, we can say print coffee mug string. That would print the whole thing, but what if we want to further specify what in that string we want to print? We can use these square brackets here like that, and now it's expecting a number, an index. So strings are broken up into indexes. So this T is index 0, so computer start at 0, so that would be 0. The H would be 1, I is 2, so and so on. So if we just want the T, we just say 0 and we get the T. So that comes in handy. If we just put a colon like this, we're going to get the entire thing. Well, now what this does, it's saying where do you want to start on the left hand side and where do you want to stop on the right hand side. So if we say we want to start at index 1, it's not going to include T. So this should start at H. Yep, his is a coffee string. Now let's tell it where we want to stop. So let's start at 0 and let's get just this out of it. So we want to start at 0 and we want to stop at S. This always confuses me if we want it to be 3 or 4. So let's try 3 here. I think this is going to cut off the S. Yeah. So it's saying 0, 1, 2, 3. So it's saying what item don't you want to include? Like that's basically what this is asking. So we don't want to include the fourth index. So we want it to start at 0 and go all the way up until you hit index 4. So that's that. We can also go backwards a little bit. So let's just get rid of the colon and say -1. You see that's giving us, it's starting from back there. Now I always kind of forget exactly how these work, and it's different in different languages, so you just sort of just play around with it. It's kind of just trial and error if you're trying to narrow it down very specifically. But I just wanted to show you that. That'll come in handy a lot later. So we went over variables, um, printing things. So let's talk about lists. So lists are also a really important concept in Python. A list is just, it's a variable that can hold multiple values. So if we make a coffee mug, oops, coffee mug list, set it equal to, alright, so the way you indicate or tell Python that it's going to be a list instead of just a normal variable is square brackets, and then you just populate it with whatever you want in there. So we're going to put a bunch of numbers in here. So 40, 24, it's a good TV show. 1337, and then just like 60. And if we print out, we can just print it just like we do other variables. Print coffee mug list. Print that guy out, and we get 40, 24. So we just get those items. So what if we just want one item, just like how in a string we just wanted to access one string? It's similar. You just do the same thing. So print coffee mug list, and then now what exactly in there do you want to print? What index? We just want to print. Say if we want 24, we want index 0, 1. So we'd provide it with 1 like that. So print that. Oops. Okay, we get 24. So that's useful and interesting. Other things you're going to need to know about lists are how to add additional items to a list. So let's get rid of that and just have it printing out the whole thing. And now we're going to tack on 2 numbers to this list. So to do that, you need to access that list somehow. So you just write the list out and use dot. So basically, when you use a dot, now it's showing you all the methods that apply to this particular object. So we have a list object, and now we're using methods to manipulate that object. So dot append is what we want here, and it's very simple. You just tack on whatever you want, and separate it by commas. And also when you make the list up here, always separate it by commas like that. 45 and 9,000. Oh, maybe you can only add one item at a time here. That's alright. So we could just do copy this and just type in 60. I already have 60 in there, 600. So now it's going to add that, add this, and now let's print it out again to look at the difference. So print coffee mug list. And there you go. You see our list now has additional items added, which is pretty cool. So what if you want to remove items? So say we wanted to pop out this 1337. We can just say we need to access that list again. So coffee mug list. Python's like, what are you talking about? So we need to tell it we're talking about the coffee mug list. Now what do you want to do to it? It's called pop. We want to pop off this value. So we're going to pop off the index of 0, 1, 2. Okay, now let's print that again. Now we should see it with this removed. Yep. So that's cool. So another way to remove things from Python is you can just say remove and then just provide it with what you want to remove. So what I mean by that is coffee mug list.remove, and now what item do you want to remove? So you can just give it a number. So we're going to get rid of 45. Now I don't use this one that much. I'm not sure what would happen if there were two 45s in this list. I think it would only remove whatever the first one that it occurs, like the first one it sees. I don't think it would remove all instances of 45, but that's something to explore. We're not going to do it right now, but so yeah, that 45 is gone. So we're going to use the pop method later on, maybe the remove, but don't worry about this part now. So how are we looking on time? 7 minutes. Yeah, let's cut this off right now. So in this video, we pretty much just looked at lists, and what did we start out with? Yeah, pretty much just lists in this video, which are important. So glad that we got them covered now. So in the next video, we're going to talk about if statements. It's going to be awesome.